Words.
Hey everybody, happy Monday! Just when you think things couldn't get any more or less interesting, they do! That's why we're here. We're Midnight's Edge After Dark. How's it going, everybody? I'm, of course, Never Supreme, Mr. Tom. I'm not Mr. Tom Connors. I'm Rob Robot Shlomo.
Normally people confuse you. Now you're confusing each other.
Did we just do a Freaky Friday thing here?
Everybody already confuses us all the time just because our names sound so similar. I think is the only reason.
Yes, they're real similar. Oh, Rob and Tom. Well, anyway, with me is Mr. Tom Connors, as always.
You know how many times I read in the comments, Rob, calm down, Tom, calm down, and I'm like, I didn't get all freaky or anything like that. It must be Rob.
Well, anyway, it's Monday. I'm full of caffeine. And we're joined by, as always, your favorite YouTube Harpy. She's got that writing crop and she knows how to use it.
I'm getting into it with people.
Your Ninja Warrior Viking Princess Shield Maiden award-winning chef.
And possibly Daytime Award winner for an Emmy. We're not yet.
Daytime Emmy winner.
We have to check on that. But
I don't know.
As a BA, an MBA, a BS, and as a BMF.
I have no idea what you guys are going on about.
She's mega random.
But that's me. Hi. Subscribe to me or something. Or else.
Subscribe to her.
Or else.
Mecha Random 42 is now Mecha Random 42K.
That's right.
Finally. Yeah. Took long enough.
And actually, we had a milestone. We crossed 14,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We do have a super chat to kick things off.
Oh, I don't have the ka-ching. I don't have the sound. Kapla. Kapla, Jerry. Kapla. So what's the super chat? Let me see. $10, Mr. Wolf. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Wolverine 007. The trailer reminds me of what Discovery did by showing original footage that I liked, followed immediately by whatever this stuff is supposed to be. I just don't have any interest anymore, sadly. Yeah, well, we're going to get to that, actually. Yeah, we're going to get to that. But thank you for the super chat. Ka-ching.
Yeah.
And a big ka-ching, too. $10.
I'm still on Mecha. I do that every time. I get so wrapped up in 20,000 things going on at once. It's all happening at once, Rob. As you can see here, Echo Base says they're heading back to the house to be on shortly. They're going to be joining us tonight, but they're running a little behind. We're going to wait to talk about Star Wars since there's other stuff going on anyway.
We'll keep the seat warm for you. So, but
I heard a rumor that
actually, before we start,
we got another super chat.
Super chat from Captain. Yes. I got the wrong sound effects. Yes. $5 Captain Hair. My body's ready for a movie detailing Rey going back in time, getting a sex change, shaving her head, becoming Darth Maul.
That is better than JJ can come up with.
I'd pay to see that. Mystery box. She'd be getting a mystery box sewn up though. Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't think we're gonna get any mystery boxes solved in this though.
No, we're gonna get a big old fat empty season of Lost on DVD, like Abed did in Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas, and represents lack of payoff, like everything else JJ does.
You know what's so sad?
Let's get.
I started reading an article about JJ earlier, and it was a fake article, but it was so on point that I almost thought it was real because it equated the basic headline was the guy from Lost promises triumphant ending to the Star Wars saga or something like that.
Exactly. That's where we are. That is where we are. All right, let's dive in, like I said, because I Actually, we got some juicy stuff. When's the porn podcast? We haven't talked about that in a while. All right, we got some juicy stuff to
Yeah,
talk
let's
about.
talk about Spider-Man first, though. It kind of became clear over the weekend that Spider-Man is definitely out of the MCU. Chances are they're not going to work anything out. Feige and Tom Holland broke their silence to Entertainment Weekly after the D23 convention. No real surprise there. I'll let Rob go on about "I told you so" here in a few minutes, but let's listen to what Feige had to say first. How's that sound?
That sounds fine to me.
About Spider-Man, gratitude and joy. We got to make 5 films within the MCU with Spider-Man, 2 standalone films and 3 with the Avengers. It was a dream that I never thought would happen. It was never meant to last forever. We knew there was a finite amount of time that we'd be able to do this, and we told the story we wanted to tell, and I'll always be thankful for that.
All right, so that's what Mr. Feige had to say about the whole situation. What do you think, Rob?
I think he's playing it exactly like he should. I think he's a professional. I think he's being professional about it, and he's trying to. He's not going to blame anybody. He's not going to throw Tom Rothman under the bus because, there's a thing you never know who you're going to have to work with at some point. But I think he's saying all the right things.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's taking the diplomatic route. Mecca, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to go and throw people under the bus just in case, and these people have to work with friends and other people. And oh no, we lost Tom. Tom died. That's okay. We can still go.
For how
yeah,
long?
he came back. Okay, he came back.
No, I went to type something in the private chat and I hit the wrong button.
Oh, okay. That always happens with this. But no, I think he's just being diplomatic. I agree. I think he's saying the best way he can say, "Hey, this sucks," and without blaming anybody and without burning any bridges, and it's very diplomatic. So,
yeah, that's basically the sentiment I got from it too. Let's hear what Tom Holland had to say, since we all are pretty much in agreement on what we felt about that.
Basically, we've made 5 great movies. It's been 5 amazing years. I've had the time of my life. Who knows what the future holds? But all I know is that I'm going to continue playing Spider-Man and having the time of my life. And it's going to be so fun. However we choose to do it, and the future for Spider-Man will be different, but it will be equally as awesome and amazing. And we'll find new ways to make it even cooler somehow.
All right. Mecca, let's start with you this time, since I know Rob's biting to play something.
It's the same thing. It's like, hey, don't worry, everything's fine. They don't know what the movies are going to be like, I think. And it's just a lot more of this, hey, calm down, don't be upset, everybody, blah, blah. It's a whole lot of, I mean, we're not going to get any like juicy anything with these kind of diplomatic public statements. So
no, you got a point. But what it does say, though, is that as far as we know, the deal's done.
Yeah,
over with. We're moving forward. It's going to be different. That's the main thing that I think Tom said in that statement that I think sticks out. And I didn't show the video because I didn't really want to get in trouble, even though we are going to try and use it in an upcoming video. We'll see how well that works out. But he keeps looking to the right when he's talking. So either he's looking at either his publicist, his agent, or Kevin himself. And we don't know because of the way the video's cropped, or zoomed in on his face. We can't see who he's looking at. But after every time he says something, he keeps looking to the right, or it'd be his right, left of the camera. And it's like, who is he looking at for some kind of, am I saying the right thing? Am I saying the wrong thing? It's like, it really felt like that. I don't know. Rob, I know you had a little bit to say about this when I played this before the show.
I think he's looking at Kevin Feige.
I do too. I really do too.
Well, I warned you. We all, not just me. Tom warned you. Andre warned you. We all warned you. What did we say, Tom?
if Venom and Spider-Verse are a hit, they will yank Spider-Man out of the MCU, and this whole thing will have been a plan to use Disney to get stock up in Spider-Man again so they can just coast on that for the next 10 years.
I didn't want to be right. I didn't want to be right. But you know what? I told you so. We all told you so. Don't go see Venom. Don't go see Spider-Verse. They will yank Peter Parker out of the MCU and plop him in their own Sony Spider-Verse. Oh, no. They totally wanted it. No. Sony would never do that. Oh, I love Into the Spider-Verse. Best Spider-Man movie ever.
Spider-Verse didn't make enough to really make a dent. It was that fucking Oscar that did it.
Yeah, but it got an Oscar.
And it was the fact that Venom made almost $1 billion. Yeah.
And that legitimized what they were doing. Because Tom Rothman now has a little plastic statue to put on his desk. Ooh, look. Yes, look what I did. Look what I did. I finally won one of these. Oh, isn't that wonderful? It's the great Tom Rothman. And
time.
you know they got blindsided by
Rothman having an Otis.
having an Otis? What?
You know Lex Luthor Otis?
Oh yes, yeah.
I'm the greatest criminal mind of our time. Greatest criminal mind of our times.
Yeah.
You got to repeat everything that he said.
Yeah. Right, boss.
That's right, boss.
That's right, boss. Well, the other thing too, I mean, let me tell you, and you know that. Listen, okay. First of all the signs pointed to that they were going to make some sort of announcement this weekend. Spider-Man was on all the banners at D23. They had the costume on display. They had the costume there in a case on display.
Well, in that case, it's going to stay.
Tom Holland was there. You know who wasn't there? Brie Larson. You know they were looking for this big moment where they were going to bring Tom Holland out, and they were going to make an announcement.
Well, this is basically to anybody who said this was a publicity stunt on Disney's part to make some big announcement this weekend. Evidently not.
No.
We knew this is what was going to happen. Now, we would hope that maybe they had come to some conclusion before Saturday, but that didn't happen. Well, they did come to a conclusion, and that was Sony walked away.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Of course.
See, even though
of course I do. This is fucking stupid, and I don't even care about the Spider Kids.
And for the people who say, and for those who say, oh well, maybe this is gonna be for the best. They're gonna before the MCU gets woke, they're gonna pull Spider-Man out before the MCU gets woke. This is a company. Amy Pascal has wanted to make a movie called Glass Ceiling. Granted, that was a working title. But she's wanted to do this she's been salivating at the idea of doing this for years, making a movie called Glass Ceiling, featuring an all-female spider team. It's currently going to be called Silver and Black. Progress is stalled on that, but still.
Well, we got to welcome Jesse to the chat. How you doing, Jesse?
How you guys doing?
Jesse?
Before we move on, there's a good question here that Anthony Altieri had. Yeah, Jesse Miller from Jesse Miller and the Crow's Nest, and you can also catch him on Creepy Book doing High Strangeness. Just about like you guys do it every night, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I fall asleep sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Mecca does it as well. But Anthony Altieri, of course, had a really good question here. We have addressed this, but it's been in various different podcasts, so you may have missed it. Sony will use Ned, MJ, and Aunt MILF. Those are going nowhere. Those characters are there to stay. There was a reason for that. And if you see our Sony video, it explains that. And that was partially so Sony could have this parachute. Now, basically, Jesse, what we're talking about here is the whole Spider-Man out of the MCU deal. I don't know how much you heard before you were able to come in and pop in.
Well, not much, but my whole opinion on this is that Venom has to have Spider-Man to make their next movie make any sense. So they're just like, you can't have him anymore. This is my ball. Yeah, I think it's just corporate people didn't plan shit out, and now they're fucked, and now they need to bring them back, and now they're going to screw over this other thing and break a good business deal, and they're going to lose money in the end.
Yeah. Mecca, did you have anything to add to this before we...
Well, I don't morally disagree with, using Disney to build up a character, right? I don't morally disagree with that because Disney is kind of one of my arch nemesis, but
why did it have to be
the fans? Yeah, I know. Why does Sony have to own this? Because like you've mentioned, it's a freaking Ghostbusters 2016 and every other stupid thing that they've done. It's like, the only people who look out are fans. I mean, and that sucks because Tom Holland Spider-Man, like, I was really enjoying them.
Yeah, and for those who weren't a fan of the Tom Holland Spider-Man, he's not going anywhere. Just as we were addressing the question earlier, that's all staying the same. Only thing now is they can't talk about Tony. They can't talk about anything in the MCU. They have to get a new suit. The MCU is going to have to find a way to get him out of there somehow. I'm sure they'll just say that kid that died on the plane back to New York or some stupid shit.
No, they'll probably just not even mention him. That's probably what'll happen. And same thing with this. They'll just stop mentioning MCU stuff. The only thing that's really, really, really going to hurt, I think, is the MCU for it. But I mean, at this point with that one, I'm just watching it burn because it's kind of like seriously, there's nothing like Thor: Love and Thunder. Come on. That's gonna be a rom-com.
No, it's gonna be a porno.
If only.
That's the only way. I'd go see it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Natalie Portman, she only needs to go like 3 more steps off of some of her acting gigs from the past to do that, right?
Mm. I didn't even want to watch her in that movie where she was having fun with herself and kissing Mila Kunis. So.
That movie's shit.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it for that. It was just like Basic Instinct, only our generation's one. Like, okay, here's a bad movie that nobody's gonna watch. Oh, let's throw some over the top.
Yeah, but at least Basic Instinct had a payoff.
Yeah.
Buddy mine saw that movie, Black Swan. It is the most pretentious thing you ever saw. He goes, all the sex scenes were in silhouette. You don't even see a butt cheek.
Which one?
Black Swan.
Oh,
Black Swan's false advertising. Don't bother.
He ain't got no boobs to show off anyway.
Right.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, this is a lose-lose situation for everybody, really, if you look at it. I mean, even Sony in the end, they may win up front. Yeah, the next Spider-Man movie will probably do very well for them, and I'm sure they'll be doing so good with that extra 5% in their pocket, But
the thing,
Disney's still going to get the rest of it as far as the merchandising and all that. So, to me, it's a win-win for everybody if they work together, because Spider-Man belongs in the MCU. Period. I don't get it. Whether you like this version or not, I mean, everybody was so quick to forget Amazing Spider-Man and the shit that Tom Rothman did and who Amy Pascal is and her whole goal.
Should have locked this up after the first movie. That's it. You should have locked it up right after the first movie.
Why didn't they?
I don't.
Just money? They're just waiting? Ego,
probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this was from the start. The moment that Venom was a hit, it was over with.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But the thing is, though, I mean, there's people that say, "Oh, well, the MCU doesn't need Spider-Man. It's going to have the X-Men. It's going to have the Fantastic Four." Like I was telling Gary, and like I was telling everybody Saturday, the whole thing is we're not going to see the Fantastic Four until 2022. Maybe. Well, no, we're not going to see the X-Men until about 2022. We're not going to see the Fantastic Four for another maybe 2 years.
And you're going to walk in and be like, "Hi, we're from another universe.
Yeah,
we've been here forever."
You're gonna see. somebody's going to say, go talk to this guy. He's an expert in nuclear physics. Read something or other, you know?
No, it'll be a TV series on Disney Plus.
You know what? Not for nothing, but back in the day when they did the Hulk movies, they said go find Mr. Blue. I was like, oh, that's going to be Reed Richards. Fuck, it is. No, it ain't. It was just some stupid shit. It was like, come on.
What's sad is they almost probably could have worked that out because that was a Universal picture. They probably could have worked something out with Fox on the other end because that was even before Disney was part of the game.
And they could have just left it at an email, not paid it off for 15, 20 years.
There you go.
Remember that scene in
another character they didn't pay off? The what's his face, the leader or whatever.
Remember that scene in Spider-Man 2 where they were trying to come up with names for Dr. Octopus? What about Dr. Octopus? No. Science Squid? No. Doctor Strange? That's good, but it's already taken. You know, but there was that one instance where you said, or you gasped, and it's like, no way! They mentioned Doctor Strange. You know, you didn't. They were never going to do anything with it, but you know, but there was that glimmer, like, oh, this world is bigger than we thought.
Speaking of universes, let me run a question by you because of that. Because when you say Doctor Strange, all that's taken, that could be Dr. Hugo Strange from DC, right?
Yeah, it's Batman. Yeah, Dr. Hugo Strange. Yeah.
Because I always figured that, like, let's say that I magically got transported into the Marvel universe, right? I figured if I went to a newsstand and picked up a comic book, I would only be able to buy DC Comics. Now, if I was going to Gotham City, I think if I went up to a newsstand, I would only be able to buy Marvel Comics.
Well, no, Marvel Comics exist in the Marvel universe. In the comic book universe, they exist. Steve Rogers and Captain America actually drew for Marvel Comics in the Marvel Comics. He actually had a job freelancing for them.
That's weird.
It was, and he was actually put on Captain America for a while. So, which is actually cool. It's actually because he was always a freelance graphic designer, graphic artist, whatever. But it was actually pretty cool though. But anyway, but the whole, like I said, there was always the hope that we were gonna. Oh yeah, well there. Okay, listen. Is it just me, or does it seem like Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios, they're kind of walking back the whole Brie Larson's going to be the center of the MCU?
It seemed like it was Spider-Man Far From Home, and the way that Endgame kind of played out. You know, it just all kind of felt like, okay, this is natural progression going towards Spider-Man being the centerpiece of this new MCU full of different characters because our big main leads are gone or retired or whatever you want to call, and it seemed like a natural progression. And as I pointed out to people, they're yanking one of the few white men left in the MCU.
You know what though? It is run by Disney, and it was a natural progression for Leia to die in space. So you never know.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring up old wounds.
No, that's a whole nother situation, and that's kind of going to segue into the next part here. That's Lucasfilm. That's the same house, different company, though. But
oh Lord.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, I try to remind people, don't equate and don't try to, confuse your certain gate boners for Disney in other ways when it comes to this situation. Sony yanking Spider-Man from the MCU is a lose-lose for everybody. Yeah, it's going to temporarily hurt Disney, but in the long run, everybody's going to lose. We're going to lose fans. Disney's going to lose out. Sony's going to lose out because they're going to drive it right back into the fucking ground again. You watch.
I want to hear Deadpool say, "Hey, what happened to that kid that used the shh?"
Yeah.
Does this remind you of like a custody battle where, the parents are doing fine and then, you leave them with the grandparents Disney, and now that mom has it back, your kid's going to have lice and be, having moldy food in their backpack again, and they're going to be misbehaving and in trouble. And that's what it feels like now. They're going to be drinking Coca-Cola out of a sippy cup or something like that,
Well, I don't even, and Alistair Ray says, I don't like the idea of Tom Holland being the new Iron Man. And I mean, no, there's a lot of people who didn't like that aspect of the character, but I don't think they were going to flat out make him Iron Man Jr. in that respect. What I mean is Spider-Man has always kind of been that character, like the big character in the universe. Like Rob and I have pointed out time and time again. There's all these comic book characters that sell so much money until the Avengers became a thing. It was like, Spider-Man way at the top, and then this big, huge gap, and then Batman, because Spider-Man made like billions as opposed to the rest was in the million.
Spider-Man still appears daily in my local newspaper and all the newspapers all around the country. I mean, that's
not just that, but the merchandising is where all the money comes from, and he sells more than Batman and Superman combined, I believe.
Well, put that blue and red spider pattern on anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go into Walmart, look at and Target, look at how much Spider-Man shit there is.
You can go to Hobby Lobby and get like Spider-Man posters.
Exactly.
Like nice framed ones, like plaques.
Well, speaking of which, I want to get that Amazing Fantasy 15 cover.
I'm sure there's literally no product out there that does not have Spider-Man on it in some form.
Spider-Man
toothpaste. Well, we know there's toothpaste. And there's
Band-Aids.
Well, that is a given.
Cake molds. When I was a kid, I remember the cake molds being a big thing in the 80s.
They have as many products for superheroes as Kiss has for merchandise.
I was gonna say it's just like Kiss. They have everything.
The only thing they don't have is, I'm not even going to say that because that shit's too fresh.
Mr. Simmons, is there anything you wouldn't put Kiss on?
No, there isn't. So put Kiss on everything. Kiss is like ketchup. It can go on anything you want. It's because I'm Gene Simmons. Kiss. We have Kiss condom. We have Kiss coffee. We have Kiss. We have Kiss tires.
We have Kiss coffins too.
We have Kiss coffins. Yes. That is not
a Marvel coffin. The whole thing with that kid kind of sour.
Why not rest for eternity in a coffin made by Kiss? Yeah. Kiss invented everything. Kiss invented the military with the Kiss Army.
Doesn't he do a good Gene Simmons? Anyway, no, the whole Ollie situation. What sucks about this, and I wish Doomcock wouldn't have equated this situation with that, because it doesn't matter if Sony
makes seems like a cheap cash in on Ollie's name on his memory to include him in that.
Well, to me, it was like two things have nothing to do with the other, because it doesn't matter if he stays in the MCU or not. It's up to Disney whether or not that happens. The inconsistencies have to do with Disney and on Disney's side of things and Marvel's side of things. Regardless of if Spider-Man's in the MCU or not, that has nothing to do with Ollie. And I really wish Doomcock wouldn't have equated the two.
It's just in poor taste to bring up little Ollie with this and lump it in with all this stuff and cash in on that. You know?
It's just some poor kid.
Yeah. It's like, there's a time and a place. Like, make a video for Ollie and make a video for that. I mean, it has nothing to do with the...
It's a separate situation. It's a separate... oh, we got the echo base. So let's hello there. How you doing tonight?
How's it going, guys?
It's going, man. It's going.
It's better for us than you, because if you look outside, there's probably some walkers coming your way.
Some walkers?
Yeah, the old AT-ATs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's hear Ryan Johnson.
So is this Nick who we're talking to, or who are we talking to?
Yep, this is Nicholas. Coach is actually finishing up a video we recorded on this, bait trailer that we got from Disney Star Wars today. So he's actually right in the middle of doing that, and will actually be uploading that here shortly.
Hello, Nick. This is Gene Simmons of Kiss. How are you? This is Gene Simmons.
Do you practice that show?
That's where.
Oh, he's constantly doing impressions.
No, this is Gene.
I'm doing an impression of Gene Simmons of Kiss.
I usually have to tell him, Rob, I want to talk to Rob now.
No, it's
just wait until Supreme Leader breaks in.
Hey, you know what happened to Mel Blanc? Right?
He sound like
he went into a coma.
So speaking of the new Star Wars trailer, and the reason why we have Nicholas with us today is, we haven't had Echo Base Network on yet, which is just a tragedy in itself. But
this is my first time.
Yeah, we remedied that. Yeah, got no problem. And we also got stuck with a new trailer today. I knew this was coming. This is what's sad. This has become the common thing with Star Wars trailers, and this is my first gripe right off the bat. Why is every single trailer a minute and a half of old movies and then 30 seconds of the new movie?
Oh, for real, dude! I didn't even know if they were going to put any of the new movie into this trailer.
It's all member berries.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had another version of this where I actually looked at the entire video of the video I made on it, right, of my reaction, and I decided, wait a minute, this is all just like the old stuff. They're gonna claim me on all this old stuff, and I haven't even gotten to the new stuff yet. So I stopped my take on that one, and I'm just like, okay, this is all just, hey, remember Luke Skywalker, remember the two sons, remember this, remember that.
Remember what Star Wars used to be?
Yeah. Now you're not making me excited for this new one.
Then all of a sudden, they show Kylo and Rey, and you're just like, yeah.
And why'd they go in release order instead of chronological? Like what?
Yeah, that was stupid too. I noticed that. But anyway, Nicholas, since you have the Star Wars based, I guess, channel, and you also have a website, don't you?
No, we don't have a website yet. We just started the channel up
Okay, well, you got
4 months ago, but we got a Facebook group. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and then of course our YouTube channel.
So yeah, what was your take on this then, since you're the Star Wars specialist here today?
Well, just from the beginning of it, is I thought it was funny how the last movie they really hyped on the, kill the past, let it die, and this whole trilogy seems to be trying to make all the original cast members basically side characters in this, and they start the trailer off with giving us what everybody loved about Star Wars, the original cast. So I just saw that as Disney basically trying to throw that in there to try to lure people back in, because there's no way they don't know that The Last Jedi was a disaster and people are pissed about it.
Dude, it was hardcore member bear reaction.
Yeah.
But we already know this stuff. We've seen this all, and you're not going to we're not going to forget. I kept yelling in my review or my reaction to it. It's like, okay, you're not going to make me forget being called all these names from pretty much every Disney sanctioned article site out there for the past year. You're not going to make me forget Pablo Hidalgo and what he said about me, what Ryan Johnson has said to a lot of us. You're not going to erase that. You're gonna really have to do something, and showing me Rey with a dark saber, like she's gonna actually have a character, isn't really gonna do it for me.
Yeah, it's a little late. See, my whole thing is, if anybody actually goes up to the ticket counter and they plump down the money to go see this movie, you're no different than that girl that goes back to the boyfriend that beats her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of are.
Because you love him. You love Star Wars. But I love him. Yeah, okay.
And that's a horrible message to women. Yes, go back to your abuser.
Yeah.
If you watch the Star Wars movie, you will go back to your abuser.
Fuck.
And we know I'm going to do it, because, I have to see how it ends. I'm probably going to have to for the channel. I'm going to have to at least watch it, whether I buy a ticket to Jumanji or not, and just kind of stay and mosey on over and see what's going on in Star Wars or whatever, peek my head in.
Yeah, we'll be definitely seeing it to review for the channel, but Disney may not be getting our money, at the time we happen to see it.
See, I go to the movies with my son, and I just don't feel like putting him through that.
Yeah, thank God I don't have any small kids I have to, terrorize by taking them to go see this movie.
Hey, isn't this sad? I got a 9-year-old son. He is the target audience. He don't see these movies anymore.
No.
I ask him what he wants to go see. Sometimes it's movies I think he'll want to go see, and he's like, no. I'm like, why? He's like, eh.
Well, he's not a girl.
My nephew did the same way.
Fight with them.
$5 super chat, Adam Warford. Hello Kitty has everything with their name on it, like sex toys, beds, underwear, pencils, bags, and books and anime. It's like Spider-Man, Toy Story. Well, I think the sex toys might be unsanctioned though.
No, I think there's an official Hello Kitty one, but the Spider-Man ones are unlicensed.
A Hello Kitty sex toy?
Yeah.
That's a joke right there.
No, they actually make them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Hello Kitty.
There's a bit in that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hello Kitty.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it?
DCB Titan, $5 Canadian. Trilogy is all about destroying what came before while riding the coattails into the grave. Actually, that's a good. This doesn't feel like something. It should be like the end of this series, the end of Star Wars, this trilogy. It should be like a crescendo. It should be like winning the Super Bowl or the World Series or the Stanley Cup or the NBA championship. Yes, there's that. Oh, that was awesome. You stand, you cheer, and everybody leaves the arena and like take one last look. Like, wow, Did you see that? Yeah, we just
walk out with your mind blown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's like this is like a funeral.
Yeah,
it's like saying goodbye to a friend that you really don't want to.
Well, it's like saying goodbye to your ex-spouse's parents or something that died. Like you kind of have to go out of respect because you were together for so long, but you're not married to the people anymore, but you have like common relations and friends, so you kind of have to go out of respect.
Yeah. You're divorced, but you have to be respectful.
Yeah.
So is this going to be she turns into Darth Maul now, and then Luke's got to come back from the dead to kick everybody's ass so that we're all quote unquote happy?
Oh, he's going to be a Force ghost. We know that.
Freaking Oscar Isaac would make an awesome Nathan Drake rather.
That's like
Nathan Drake. Yeah, well, that's what I thought too. I'm like, this is a great Uncharted video game. That one screenshot.
Yeah. I actually posted a tweet earlier on this image right here saying
that one.
That it wasn't really Darth Ray, it was actually Darth Maul, who identifies as a woman now and is transgender, and that's the direction Disney and JJ's end up taking it.
Well, he did have his penis cut off along with his entire lower half.
Well, she had a nutcracker lightsaber.
This is a redirect. This is a misdirect. This is not a freaking JJ mystery box.
Oh yeah, she's not going to be dark side. It'll be like a vision, a dream, something. It's going to be it's going to be a ripoff of Luke training, right? It's going to be a ripoff of that. Hey, remember when Luke did that and he saw the Darth Vader thing?
Even if it's not, that's a cheesy
nutcracker lightsaber right there. That is
it's like a little girl. She reminds me of when she's swinging that thing around. It's like a little girl trying not to knock herself in the head playing with nunchucks.
Tom, can you put an image of the two of them fighting on whatever that antenna was that we saw at the end? Because I'll tell you something that really bothered me about this trailer. Yes, there. If you watch that at regular speed, that is the most awkward lightsaber duel I've ever seen. Even though we only see a couple seconds, they're just. There's absolutely like no. I've always thought that lightsaber battles were elegant. They had a certain amount of finesse, yet they were powerful because
it's
you know
like
what?
Ballet, right?
Yes, but you know why? Because George Lucas had everybody who directed Irving Kershner was this directed Empire.
Had them train with a sword master.
Yes, they trained. They actually trained an actual martial art called kendo, which is a Japanese form of sword fighting. They look like they're just flailing around with no. Like you guys are dangerous. I don't want to go near you.
Yeah. Well, somebody I can't remember who it was on my Twitter was saying yes. The best way to lean in on it was on the poster. Best way to lean into a lightsaber is face first. And that's where they got this this little scene for what they didn't steal from the toy on the poster rather. I don't know if we're going to talk about the poster at all, but. It's like, seriously, she's going face first into a lightsaber, and we're supposed to think she's like good because you tell us she is. I mean, show don't tell.
When you use a sword, you're supposed to move towards your opponent with your body.
Yeah.
Do it in such a way where you get them to turn their body. So not only are they working from an awkward position, but they're opening up their unguarded side.
I've never handled a sword before, but aren't you supposed to sort of like you're supposed to extend your arms and stand upright at all times? Like you're supposed to have a upright posture, or
not necessarily, because a lot of guys, let's say you're fighting someone who's trained, you're going to be fighting in a trained manner. If you're fighting an unskilled opponent, they're going to start flailing at you and doing weird, unpredictable things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best to drop what you know and mimic their body motions and their stance.
Well, this is where we need Jesse Milestone because she's actually studied. She actually that's
Yeah, she teaches.
Well, I have a close-up picture of Ray's new lightsaber. Here you go, guys. That's it, right there.
Did you guys see the picture going around on Twitter?
I've got one of
The
those.
Swiss
The
Army
Swiss
knife
Army
one.
one's good too.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that one.
This one to me signifies more than anything. But yeah, that's just a stupid Force vision. That's not even going to end up being anything. It's going to be just like when Luke, saw the vision with Vader, and
Yeah.
See, let's say that lightsaber was a real weapon, though. The way it folds over and clicks together, that would be the weakest sauce. I mean, if you want to make a double-ended lightsaber that turned into two, you'd want
you
to have
do it like fucking Darth Maul did it.
yeah, this was solid.
This way.
And on top of that, I mean, we've seen this Rey and Kylo fight before, and she's won every time they've faced off. So, what's going to be different this time? It's just going to be a different fight. She's still obviously going to win.
Yeah. Look at the God, just that face. That go watch that Literature Devil video that I put on Twitter about what makes a Mary Sue.
And then
all
sorry, go ahead.
I would say all of that applies to Rey.
And then we get to go to Burning Man, evidently.
Right?
It is some sort of
Bonnaroo in space.
It is some sort of celebration because if you watch this yellow plume over here on the right hand side, that actually explodes in an upward manner. It is so. It is some sort of, yeah.
Plus, there's that picture you just showed before, where what's the pilot guy's name? I don't even care anymore.
Poe or Finn? Which
Yeah,
one?
Poe. He looks like this. So it's like obviously they just walked over a hill and you got to overact the reaction to this thing you see that's not good.
Well, this is what they're supposed to be seeing, I guess. The way they cut it, anyway. That doesn't necessarily mean the two scenes have anything to do with the other, but
yeah. So look, it's bullshit.
He would make a cool Nathan Drake. He really would.
Well, who is it? Now they're saying Tom Holland's going to be Nathan Drake, and I'm sorry,
Well,
he's a little bit.
Tom Holland can't play everybody.
I know.
Well, he's been signed for a while, and that was supposed to be the sweet deal with Sony. But here we also got a glance of the other new
Mary Sue.
The new Mary Sue, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that remember last year. What?
What do you do? Kill off Tico?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she got thrown in jail for Me Too or something.
It's funny how
we
they don't show her at all in this new trailer.
No, she's
right.
Tico's not even in it.
Is she even in the teaser?
She'll blow up in the first scene, just like her sister. Too soon?
We have to have a white Mary Sue and a black Mary Sue. So, I mean.
My only question is why is she wearing like a part of a knee guard on her head?
It's supposed to be goggles, space goggles, I think.
Afro?
Looks like leftovers from old stormtrooper costume she picked up.
Probably is. Oh, God. She probably was like a stormtrooperette. Oh, I don't know. But you guys remember the casting call that we had for her like last year? Where they're like, okay, we want a natural born leader who's good at everything and wise beyond her years and confident. And that's this girl.
So basically they need to take all the character parts that were supposed to be part of Finn and they need to put it into a female character that walks around with Finn holding his balls in her purse.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Tom, wait a minute. I found a picture of actually where they got the inspiration for that poster. Hold on. I think you'll enjoy this. This is where they got the better not be porn.
Rainbow saber. That's pretty funny. Seafood.
It's blank. You got to share it through Google.
I kind of want
Rainbow saber.
I kind of want a rainbow saber now.
I'm a Jedi.
A fabulous Jedi.
Yeah.
I'm fabulous.
There you go. Yeah, I seen that.
Oh yeah.
I have to look. I could just go like Sith right now.
I love the meme stock here.
Yeah, Mike, if you got that picture handy with the toy next to it, bring that up and I'll share that too.
Oh, the toy one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
get
that's
back
in
to
our
that.
mead Twitter. Let me see.
Yeah, if you can find that while because we got a couple more pics here I did grab. Of course, we got
everybody's face in that, and it's been beautiful.
We got the obligatory Leia, of course.
She's like, "Fuck you, Ryan."
Yeah.
I'm dead, and you're walking me around like a puppet. Great job, asshole.
Yeah, evidently they've got some big, huge weapon again.
Another super weapon.
Of course.
Of course they do. Here's supposedly, I'm imagining what's left of the Resistance.
Well, look, there's the blockade runner. There's the Falcon. There's X-wings. There's the Y-wings, though. There's a B-wing.
B-wings.
B-wings. There's an A-wing over here, right next to the B-wing and the right sandwich between the B-wing and the Y-wing.
And is it just me, or does JJ just like putting all these ships on planets in the atmosphere? Like, where's the space battle stuff at?
It's funny you brought that up because that was one of the same things that Robert Meyer Burnett complained about earlier, and I have to agree with. He has this obsession with, and not just him, everybody in this series so far from Disney, putting the ships in atmospheres where they don't belong, because Robert Meyer Burnett made a good point. It's the same reason you don't build a starship on land. They won't sustain themselves because they're too fucking big. Just like a Star Destroyer is too fucking big to probably be in most atmospheres.
Mhm.
But guess what? It gets worse than this picture here. Let me bring up
They would never support. It's not. They would never support the wrong way. They're not designed to move around.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you could do it, but it would take as much energy as the sun.
And then you get this shit. Oh man, tons and tons. Just
And this is the first time we've actually seen the original Star Destroyer design in the sequel trilogy. I mean, they've been non-existent up until this trailer right here. So where have all these been?
well, I think Robert Meyer Burnett might have been onto something with these, and it was kind of what I was thinking too. I think these are the Emperor's fleet. Like, this is his contingency plan. This is what he had in case shit went awry and didn't go to plan. He had a whole backup of everything, and that's probably what we're going to find out.
And where have they been hiding?
Well, he's going to come out and say, I've been eating Ewoks for years, and you've been out here being a piece of shit nephew or grandson or whatever the fuck you are to me, Mr. Kylo Ben.
Oh, I'm getting a headache from all this shit. Oh my god.
Because we know that the Emperor's back, of course, because we got new dialogue from both Luke and the Emperor. We haven't even mentioned that yet. I don't know who wants to talk about that.
Yeah, we didn't even see him in the trailer other than just hear him talk. You know?
Yeah, here's the picture for you too.
I thought this was supposed to be the Skywalker, the end of the Skywalker saga.
You know, nobody dies and everybody always comes back. There's no wait.
Yeah.
Well, in the dialogue we had, let's start with Luke's. Luke said 1,000 generations is not inside of you, something to that effect. Assumingly, he's probably talking to Rey. Here's that toy picture in case anybody wants to know what we were talking about there. We'll get into that here in a moment.
Yeah, I did a video on that yesterday.
That is still that toy. There's no way they
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh, I looked at it, and we really zoom in. You can see, like, on the left eye, it is that toy. You know, they pulled it right off of the Facebook page for Hot Toys.
They just don't give a shit anymore.
Well, remember what they did with the Solo poster, where they stole it from those CDs, like that jazz collection or something.
They just don't want to put money and time into this. It seems like lazy.
No, because they don't. No, they don't care about
They
it.
just want to get as much money as they can, and I think they're ready to be done with this. They're just trying to hurry and get this over with.
And is it me, or does this poster not only look like a video game, but it also looks like a tie-in novel? It doesn't look like a movie poster.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like a cheap video game.
You couldn't pay Roger Castrell. What was his name? The guy who painted the Empire Strikes Back poster. You couldn't.
Or Streisand.
To me, it looks like 9 movies came down to this one final battle between two people that I could give two shits about either of them, or what happened in the end.
Right.
That's my walk away.
Well, that's what I said. Like they're marketing so much on Han, Luke, and Leia, and they're parading them out for opening up the Star Wars land at Disney and all that crap, and they're using them in the trailers with the voiceovers just to say, hey, remember all these other, and they lead out with it even, but they're not even in these movies hardly. And they could care less about it. All the people that we're invested in, the characters that we've invested 40 years of our lives with, you know, where are they? Who the crap are these people? And you can barely even see the Emperor Palpatine in the background, and he's a freaking toy. Like they didn't even put any effort into it.
$2 super chat dash fat bastard. Luke must kick all their arses over and over and over.
So yeah, we did get a little bit of dialogue from Luke. As I said,
we already heard it.
Their super chat too.
And we got another super chat I'm looking for here. Yep. And then when also while I'm looking for the super chat, we also got the dialogue from the Emperor, which obviously is a new dialogue.
Do it.
Anybody want to comment on that before we go to the next super chat?
Yeah.
Oh, what did he say? What was his dialogue?
Your journey is almost complete, or something like that.
Okay, so super generic. This is like the type of thing you would have a line in the pinball game on, right? I play the pinball games on Steam. They're the Zen pinball tables. They're cheap. They're made by EA, I think, and they're neat for what they are. They're not the freaking movies. You know, they're not how the Star Wars movies should end.
Echo Base, let me ask you about all these leaks that we've heard. This whole nonsense about the Emperor possessing 3PO.
Oh god!
Oh yes.
God, the red eye 3PO.
I think that's happening, man. As dumb as that sounds,
So hilarious.
That pick, I forgot all about it. Where'd it go?
and that is probably the dumbest thing I've heard so far. That looks like it's happening.
But
Yeah, apparently 3PO's programming gets changed to where he goes basically full assassin mode, and is wielding blasters and weapons and taking out people left and right. I'm just waiting for. It just reminds me of Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
This is.
you can only shoot at 45-degree angles.
I just got a bad flashback. You guys know where I'm going with this, with Arium. If they're stealing crap now from Star Trek Discovery. Evil possessed android robot.
Imagine if the Emperor wasn't 3PO though, because if he tried to force landing, he would just short himself out and destroy the vessel that's holding his soul. That'd be great.
My fear is that they're gonna have a whole bunch of dead Ewoks, and I'm gonna have to get up and walk out of the movie and demand my money back. Because I'm not gonna look at a bunch of dead Ewoks or Porgs or anything else cute.
Speaking of Ewoks, the scene in that trailer where Rey is throwing the lightsaber at that remote that's flying around there. I'm guessing that's Endor.
Looks like Endor. It really looks like Endor.
So I wonder if we're going to see Ewoks. 3PO's there. Is the Ewok God going to return? Are they going to have that thrown in there?
Well, then they're going to... the rumor of them rising the Death Star, that Rey's going to rise the Death Star, it would have probably crashed on Endor. But, of course, something that big would have caused a, planet-wide... cataclysmic event, so it would have wiped out everything, and I'm going to be sad because they probably killed all the damn Ewoks.
Yeah, whatever survived, the Emperor probably killed, and if not, then we know how Kylo Ben got that fucking mask.
Yeah, because they're going to have to go to Endor because of the mask at some point.
And did you guys see pieces of the Death Star flying around in the Return of the Jedi? I mean, to me, it looked like that thing was gone.
I don't know.
Yeah, it looked pretty blown to smithereens.
Yeah, I don't know how pieces would have come in the atmosphere, but yeah, we have that other super chat.
That's true.
$5 from Nelson Tretta. A Star Wars movie is coming, and I couldn't care less. If you told me this in high school, I thought you were crazy. Good job, Disney.
100% agree.
Same here.
You got another one too, while you're at it.
I'm getting there.
It's like they just hurt you too many times, I was thinking today how I was so excited for episode 1 when that one came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, damn right you were.
And as you would be, oh my god, there's a new Star Wars movie. Holy shit! Now I'm I was let down with that, and now you just keep letting me down. One badass Vader scene in Rogue One and a couple of good bits in some of the prequels aren't enough to really, really keep my love going of Star Wars. It's not the same movies that they were. You know, they're not for us anymore.
Fan edits of the prequels are the best versions of the prequels because they cut a lot of the garbage out.
Yeah.
$5 with Captain Robert April. This is the first time in a very long time where we're getting a Star Wars movie where we have no freaking idea what's actually going to happen. That's a good and bad thing.
That's true either, because we already know the title's called Rise of Skywalker. So that means one of two things: either Rise of Skywalker or we're getting Luke back from the dead. And I don't think the latter is true because I don't think he filmed very much. And he said something about just Neo as a Force ghost.
Well, let me ask Echo Base. Let me ask, because we've heard that thing that Luke isn't coming back from the dead. It's going to be like a religion founded around Luke Skywalker. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I have heard that. That it's not going to be Jedis anymore. It's going to be Skywalkers, and that's going to be like the new Star Wars religion. I'm a Skywalker. You're a Skywalker. Everyone's a Skywalker.
Wouldn't you like to be the Skywalker too? Like, was it Dr. Pepper? Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah, that's terrible idea if they do that. And Kathleen Kennedy even said that back in Star Wars Celebration that the title means nothing. So it's like, why make the title this if it means nothing?
Because Luke Skywalker. Remember Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, it's just more marketing pandering.
The title of Rise of Skywalker is meaningless. It could mean that doesn't have to mean that. It can mean anything. All it means is that I'm not look at what I'm doing for you people. Don't you like me? Chief Cook, $1.99 super chat from Chief. Who do you think is going to live and who do you think is going to die? Kill everybody. I said just kill everybody.
Yeah. I think C-3PO should kill everyone, and except for Chewbacca and Lando, and C-3PO and Chewbacca and Lando and R2 should go and ride off into the sunset in Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, someone else we didn't see in that trailer is R2. We didn't see him anywhere in there.
Oh no, yeah, where is R2? Last time we saw him was.
They don't like R2.
He's so cute though. He's like Garfield.
They don't
like R2 way better than BB-8.
Well, see, I kind of see R2 and BB-8 like Garfield and normal. You know, BB-8's just normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like normal and I kind of like BB-8. So, and I know it's stupid, but I gotta like something in these damn movies.
If they show R2, then it's gonna take screen time away from BB-8, and that means less BB-8 toys get sold.
Yeah, it's true.
Are they selling?
Yeah, I think they sell pretty well. BB-8, I think BB-8 and Porgs are the things that sell better than pretty much anything else from this trilogy because they're cute, right?
JVC 120 ER1 $10 chat. Saw a giant laser appearing to blow up a planet again, and I checked out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently they got Death Star tech on Star Destroyers. Rumor has it.
Yeah. All this whole thing was here's everything that we think that you like about Star Wars. Now, come give us money again.
Yeah.
$2 Australian from Nova Zero. My Jedi Shadow's alien name is Sky Hunter. Star Wars, the original trilogy. What's TOR? Right. Whatever. Oh,
Old Republic.
Oh, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not down with all the acronyms.
He's not down with the lingo. He's not with it. He's not hip.
I'm terrible with acronyms.
So, Echo, you were saying in the beginning, and I think you said you did a video on how this is just bait. I think you said.
Yeah. That's how I took it, anyways.
So what sticks out to you? Yeah, I was going to say, what sticks out to you as far as it being bait, or what makes it bait?
Well, them just showing all the OT stuff in the beginning. That's the big part of it, and then basically showing a dark side version of Rey, like oh, plot twist, Rey's going dark. You know, when
or is she
happening. So between that and the them throwing all the old movie stuff in there, it just seemed like bait material that they're throwing in there, just trying to draw people back in to get hyped and excited for this movie, which I'm not.
You know, it just seems like though. I mean, when they conceived this trilogy, like I said, they conceived the trilogy. They had a director, Ryan Johnson threw it out. But here's the thing: we've seen with the Phantom Menace that, and they're going to call us names. They're be prepared to be called every name in the book.
Oh yeah,
every and isn't. But, yeah, at this point, we don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
But they've got to
call me the guy who's got more money than Disney in about 5 years.
Yeah. But at what point do they? At what point do you think they're going to say, "Oh shit, we're in trouble now"? Because they can't. I mean, they've got to realize
shareholders come and spank them.
Exactly. Yeah, they've got to realize that the fandom is starting to take some of that power back. You can't just keep shoveling us the same crap, and you know, like the whole thing with the cracker. We realized we got plain old crackers. Yeah. I mean, where's the tipping point? Or have we reached it? I mean, what's the tipping point here?
I
would imagine that they're somewhat understanding of the situation now after The Last Jedi. Like I'm curious to see how much they try pandering to the Phantom Menace people on the OT fans in this new movie.
I just don't think it will work.
No, it's definitely not going to work. I mean, I think they've gone beyond the point of repair at this point.
Every time you see fan service, you're going to be like, screw you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on to you.
I'm on to you.
Well, that's kind of how it is. It's like it's just all member berries. Hey, remember this? Remember that? Yeah, that's supposed to make me happy. You're spending the last year.
To me, that's like, sure, I'll go watch that instead.
Yeah, and that just makes me want to go watch Star Wars again, not this new crap. I don't want to know how it ends because I don't care. I'll go watch a movie that I know isn't going to piss me off.
I love when you say that though. I'll just go watch Star Wars instead, and that's exactly what it's like. It's like I'll walk away from generic space opera, whatever this is, and I'll go watch Star Wars.
Well, right, because they're just going to call us names. They're just going to bait and switch us with our nostalgia. They're just going to destroy our heroes that we grew up with. They're just going to trash their names and their memories and force these new characters that don't have anything interesting about them down our throats. You know, if they would have been a little less insistent, you know, it's like when somebody shoves a food or a show or anything on you. It's like, see, you're going to love it. You're gonna love it. You see, you have to love it. Why don't you love it? Why don't you love it? It's all right. It's all right.
This is the best sandwich in all of the city. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, and they're so insistent that it's better than it actually is. And then they get mad and offended, like they take it personally. And then they want to attack you because you don't like it as much as they do. And that is very much like this. They remind me of these 20-year-old girls on Twitter that all kind of have that SJW-y look about them. That get so offended that you don't like something they do.
Well,
nuts.
We have a $9.99 super chat from Tim Riggs. The ability to destroy a planet is significant thanks to the power of a gosh darn good plot. JJ, worst of Hollywood, copy superficial stuff and ignore the heart and soul of something. Yeah, I mean.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like taking a photocopy of something. Like the more times you photocopy it, the blurrier and crappier it's going to be, and that's kind of what they're doing with these.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, Disney was almost looking at this like a hedge fund. How can we extract the most money out of this in as little time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely feels rushed. Like they're just trying to hurry and get something out there, slap the Star Wars name on it, and just sit back and collect the money. I don't think they're expecting people to backlash, over the crappy decisions they made in the storytelling of this.
Well, look at the release between Solo and The Last Jedi. What was it, 5 months? It
Yeah.
was too soon after the one that really pissed people off. And then they expected us to just jump at the next one after being called, every name in the book.
And then they ended up turning Pando. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, that Solo movie could have came out 3 years after The Last Jedi. I still wouldn't have gone and seen it in theaters.
And it's was that? Do you think that was a 25% different Han? I mean, so they wouldn't have to pay George because think about it, everything, wasn't the same height, didn't wear the same jacket,
I mean,
Maybe.
it would make sense. It would make sense why they're doing a lot of this stuff. I mean, between that, Galaxy's Edge, and
Falcon
the
was
prequel
different.
trilogy. Yeah.
Echo
Have
Base.
that other piece in there.
Echo Base. I don't know where you're based out of. You haven't had the chance to go to Galaxy's Edge, have you?
No, I'm actually in Birmingham, Alabama, and then Coach is in North Alabama. So we're just north of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and not far from Orlando.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So when that one opens up there, we may end up trying to make a trip down and check it out. But if it's anything like the one out in California, I mean, I don't really see a whole lot there to justify spending thousands of dollars it's going to cost to go.
Look at this! Look at this bullshit over here.
This is not a fucking joke, folks. This is not a meme. This is not something that somebody created as a gag. They actually showed this at D23 to represent the different ages of Star Wars and where things landed. This looks like a plate of fucking SpaghettiOs.
Yeah.
What kind of bullshit is this? Age of Republic, Age of Rebellion, Age of Resistance. Oh, for God's sake! They really have no clue what they're doing, do they?
No, Chief Cook Kathleen Kennedy didn't get booed at D23, but I guess she came out to very little fanfare. Like there was a few spattered claps and
applause.
I don't see how people can cheer for her. I mean, maybe those Star Wars fans that are at that event are just mindless sheep that will just love anything with the Star Wars name on it, no matter what it is. But I wouldn't be cheering for her. I think she's played one of the probably biggest roles in completely destroying this franchise.
And for those people who say, "Oh, well, she had her," how do you say she has no idea what she's doing? She produced this movie, she produced E.T., she produced Back to the Future, she produced Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I hate to break it to anybody out there, but E.T. is not that good of a fucking movie. There's so many movies people look at these as these masterpieces, and if you sit and watch it,
it's a good movie for 1982, and it was a huge movie when it came out. But yeah, compared to a lot of stuff now, it doesn't stand up. So.
Yeah, it's kind of dull.
As a film, it's like, these guys aren't geniuses.
It's definitely not Spielberg's
movie together. That's what happened.
Yeah, I remember seeing that as a kid, and I liked it as a kid. But then I tried to watch it again as an adult, and I sold the DVD because it's something not
terrible.
Yeah,
it's just terrible. But I just
my parents took us to the drive-in to see it.
Even when I was a kid, it was hard to sit through that fucking movie, E.T.
But she walks out on stage and she introduces you and she says, "Oh, this is going to be about the fans." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? It was always supposed to be about the fans. You lost sight of that." And then she introduces Ewan McGregor as if she's saying, "Look what I'm doing for you. Look this. I'm doing this for you. Please like me again." I mean, it's.
I mean, what hope?
No, people are really just thinking, "Get the hell away from him, you fucking witch."
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, what hope do we got in her putting an Obi-Wan series out there with a original character when we look at what she's done to the original characters that they've worked with already? I mean, I don't.
If it becomes a Netflix series, you can't die in every episode.
Well, and Deidre brings up a good point here. And this is what I think Rob and I were getting to in the first place. But even forgetting the quality of E.T., Kennedy wasn't a creative force behind any movie she was on. And that's the point. She's not a creative force. She's not a person who gets behind, and says, "This is what we need to do to fix this movie." No, you already have Spielberg. You already have Lucas. You already have who else? Zemeckis and all these other people that are big people that are making all these decisions. All she's doing is facilitating what they need.
Mhm.
You know, and the only
This
story
is
I've
the
ever
agenda we want it. So do it like this.
We need a camel. She says, "All right, let's go find a camel."
The only time I've ever heard her make any difference on any movie was when in E.T., I guess, she bitched out Steven Spielberg for being so hard on the crew. That was it. That's the only time I've ever heard her come into play in any.
Well, I keep hearing she's well liked amongst, like crew and cast. And I'm sure she is. And I'm sure she does a wonderful job, coordinating and organizing everything. And like money. And like you said, they need a camel, she gets the camel. They need a prop, she finds a way to get that prop made for them.
But they have to say that though, because she's in such a position.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to say, "Oh, she's an ungodly witch. She's a bitch on heels. I'm never going to work with her again."
She might not be. I mean, she might be a very nice person, but she might just be very incompetent. I don't know.
Yeah, she might just be clueless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She might be sweet but clueless. You never know.
She got lucky to be in the right place at the right time and friends with the right people. Period. Yeah. She could literally interchangeably be just about anybody in history, and it wouldn't fucking make a difference. She's not the type of producer who made or broke any of the movies that she was a part of. Literally, nothing she did probably had any effect one way or the other on the outcome. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ronan Blade says you have to be nice to the boss, and you know what? She might have just been that person who was spur enough to show up with the Dunkin' Donuts tray of coffees every morning. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Christian Garcia, that's what I was going to get to, too. The only time that I know of that she had any kind of fucking, like, creative decisions on anything was Jurassic Park 3.
Oh.
She was so bad that she made Joe Johnston want to retire from filmmaking, I heard, allegedly.
Not retire. I quit. Can't work with this.
Yeah, Joe Johnston is a criminally underappreciated director. He really is. You just go watch Captain America: The First Avenger.
I rather enjoyed that movie, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's slow and it's boring." No, that's actually a good movie.
What, the first Captain America movie?
Yeah, he has a great.
And I don't even like superhero movies that much. They're not my.
It's not even your cup of tea, but you like it, right?
Yeah, that was I like that one better than the Iron Man movies.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one's probably Winter Soldier. I thought that movie was awesome.
Oh yeah, fantastic. But like I said, Joe Johnston, and I keep saying, why isn't Joe Johnston directing anything involving Star Wars? It's because she doesn't want anybody who's going to tell her to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I think that he retired. I think was what somebody.
Oh no,
said.
he was.
I brought him up, but
he's making one more Narnia movie or whatever it is.
Well, regardless, even with all that aside, if anything of the Jurassic Park stories are true, that's probably why, because him and Kathy get along.
Oh yeah,
and look at if you look back at Colin Trevorrow, I mean, he was the one that was supposed to do the third installment.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker.
And she dropped him, and from what he was saying, or from what's come out, leaked stuff that's come out on his take and his storyline that he wanted to do, Kathleen Kennedy didn't like that idea, and the fans would have absolutely loved it.
Well, not only that, I heard one of the main things. Yeah, not only that, I heard one of the main things that drove him away was they used the Book of Henry as an excuse in a way, but he wanted Luke to live, and he got into it with that whole situation. And so it was like, I get behind Trevorrow on that. So I don't think the Book of Henry had shit to do with anything.
Well, not only that, he was like nice to people after the last Jurassic Park movie was kind of poorly received. And
I never see him attack any fans.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing they kind of keep forgetting is like also we've had directors attacking us for the past year,
Yeah, for no good goddamn reason.
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna have him still attacking us. I mean, and people criticized me for saying, "Oh well, Taika Waititi, he was just making a joke." I'm like, was he? Really?
Yeah, was he really?
And you know what? I mean, even though Rob's not a fan of Lord and Miller, who's to say that their version of Solo wasn't going to be better? We don't know. We'll never fucking know.
Yeah, but didn't we hear stories of like just the cast not
Their own stories, yes, but let's just forget that for a moment, though.
Well, yeah.
One of the main reasons that they were let go, according to reports we heard, and other rumblings besides, they were just shooting too much and taking too much time to shoot shit and improvising, and the improvising was pissing off the Kasdans. That's the ruffled that were the big deal. Because otherwise, why would you let them shoot for 80 days?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just too long for something, especially now where they're kind of in this, McDonaldization of movies where they want to crank one out every year.
Yeah, Alpha J, Ron Howard, I don't know if he blamed I think that was misconstrued. I will say this. He feels that there was an active
boycott
on his movie, and he didn't understand, I think, that it was because of The Last Jedi and had nothing to do with him. Nobody ever said an unkind word about Ron Howard. I don't even think
that was all in effect before he even signed on.
I don't think Jeremy or anybody said anything bad about Ron Howard ever.
Ron Howard makes a movie tomorrow. I'll go see it.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I ever said was after I saw an article from Screen Rant pointing out Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and Ethan Van Sciver and Ron Howard calling us trolls and everything. And even then, it's like the media is trying to feed the fans and the filmmakers against each other, because they even misquoted him and it made him sound worse than he actually was. You know how their headlines are. Oh, Ron Howard calls the troll man, baby, whatever, and that wasn't what he said.
Well, now you have those guys. They're like I said, Screen Rant and all those things. They're the Access Media, as some would call it. They're going to be doing studios bidding because the line has been drawn. They can't have too much of the power going back to fans.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, whether they want to admit, like I said, I really do think the fandom menace is important.
Oh, we are.
Because listen, you can't keep shoveling crap to people. I'm like, when we finally said no more, we've had enough, and I'm not going to sit here and be grateful for the abuse. I'm like, and this whole thing, no, you're gonna eat this shit and you're gonna like it and you're gonna thank us. You think you're too good for this? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I don't want what you're selling. This whole thing, you're gonna make me like this. Like, no, make something I want to see. How about that? All right, you go back to the drawing board. You lock yourself in a room. Take a week, whatever. Write a screenplay that's actually good, and then come talk to me. Like I said, I'm tired of this mediocre crap.
Yeah, no more first drafts, right?
Yeah. I'm tired of the Ryan Johnsonification of stuff I like. That's a good way of putting it. The Ryan Johnsonification. And then, yeah, and like I said, Taika Waititi is going to Ryan Johnsonify Thor. I mean, like I said, it's got to stop. That's it. No more. No freaking more. And if we're going to we're the ones to draw that line, then so be it. And I brought the conversation to a screeching halt.
Actually, no, it was just making me think, so I had to message my buddy real quick because I do get banned off every single social media platform, so I want to get his number.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? He just gets Facebook the other day. I'm like, what the hell did you do?
I had Facebook less than 24 hours before I've been suspended and banned.
Sends me a thing where he got blocked on Facebook already. Dude, you have this issue, man.
I didn't even post anything.
What'd you get suspended for?
It's because I'm me, bro.
It happens. It's Jesse.
Twice on Twitter. That shit I could understand because I had a lot of fun with Twitter. But I just made a Facebook literally less than 24 hours and I'm banned. They claim, hold on, let me hide my camera. Now they claim that this picture had to be investigated. So I was like, well, it's me, so I don't know what to tell you.
the one you have up right now.
photoshopped or something. Yeah.
Well, it is superimposed studio, but I just put a pirate hat on top of my
Shit, I hit your button.
and put a thing in front of my shirt. You know, if you
Okay,
look close, that's me wearing a creepy little book shirt underneath. Now,
I don't
if
understand.
you want, I will go buy a pirate frock. I mean, I don't know what the fuck to tell these people at this point.
I was just listening. I was like,
There's some chick I think.
Ooh, I'm not a pirate, you motherfuckers.
Dude, I tried today. I tried to order 2 beautiful cutlasses, right? And I wanted one right-handed and one left-handed. They do make the left-handed, but I can't get it for at least 3 months. So now I'm stuck without proper swords till Christmas. I even told the girl that on the phone, if you could rush it along and just have them produce one for me, I'll also buy a rapier for me right now. She's still going to do it.
yeah. Actually, Tom, I was listening to Cheech and Chong today. That thing they did, Buggery on the High Seas.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Tie him to the yardarm. You've been
And he was enjoying it.
yeah. You've been charged with 2 counts of Buggery on the High Seas. I didn't do it. He's lying.
Which album is that on?
I know it's on Greatest Hit for sure.
Yeah, it's the greatest. He's lying, you big liar.
Yeah, but I sent you all the albums because there was 2 of those albums that hadn't been released in years, even though there was a couple of those clips on Greatest Hits. And I think
my mother had told me that back in the day when you bought that album, it came with a joint paper that was twice the size of a.
That was Big Bamboo. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you are, you big fibber. He's lying.
He's lying.
He's lying. Tie him to the yardarm. I gotta look up Buggery Act of 1533. The act defined as buggery as an unusual sexual act against the will of God and man. Oh, okay.
Buggery is sodomy.
So, Nicholas, we want to thank you for joining us on this Star Wars. I almost said Star Trek. Star Wars talk. Is there any more things that stick out to you about the trailer today, or anything that came out at D23 that you wanted to discuss?
I mean, the Obi-Wan thing. I mean, we didn't really get a whole lot from that. I mean, basically an announcement. The Mandalorian trailer, we didn't really learn a whole lot about what that's about, but I thought it looked good.
Well, what do you guys think of it being possibly based on Chuck Wendig's books?
Boo.
Yeah, that's the Chewbacca dug that up.
And he's a hack.
Yeah, that probably will not make for a good story.
Chuck Wendig should be homeless at this point.
How's he still getting work?
In universe.
Well, he's on the proper side of the clique, let's say. He's in the right clique.
No idea. Is he even involved in it? Because I thought that Favreau wrote these himself.
That is well, there's like little nods. So it's an alleged thing. It's like he might have. So there's like little clues like that Jon Favreau was supportive of Chuck Wendig and certain posts, and that he included certain things and elements. So they might be based on or inspired by or something.
Yeah, definitely Favreau's already working on season 2 for that.
Oh yeah. What's the actress's name? Ming-Na Wen. She is cast in season 2. I don't know if season 1 looks that great though. For me, it's a lot of member berries, only not quite the thing that you remember.
Yeah, Tim Riggs, $9.99 super chat. You go to your favorite steakhouse, only discover that they now sell tofu-based vegan food. You walk out, other customers and staff scream at you about intolerance. That's Disney Star Wars. Yes, this is. $2 Captain Air. Did Tom just say dune buggies?
Where?
Yeah, right there. It's a dune buggy.
Where? They had a dune buggy in Las Vegas. It had boosters.
Yeah, how lucky was that we had that dune buggy there?
Dune buggy.
I wanted to get in that fucking thing. You know, it's the sad thing though. We probably could have just sat in it. No one would have bothered us.
Well, yeah, I think it was probably just there for photo ops.
Yeah.
Because what are you gonna do? Steal it?
Good luck.
What if I did?
All the spark plugs out of it.
I was actually trying to make it out there for that Vegas trip, but
Well, you need to go next year because it's going to be a party.
I think I'm gonna go back in
definitely.
November.
What are you going in November for?
Patrick Olinger wants to know which one of us can do a Fred Flintstone impression. Well, Bon, what do you think?
I don't know, Fred.
I feel so bad for Barney. Fred's
Hey,
such
Fred.
a bad friend.
Yeah, but I steal Cocoa Pebbles.
So, any of you guys going to Celebration next April in Anaheim?
No.
Yeah, no. It would be fun to go and hang out with people like for the weekend and just
but
go
you
to Anaheim.
warm. Someplace nice, someplace cheap.
Yeah.
We're going to the
Warm
Indian Awards.
Fuck, go to Santa Cruz, go to the boardwalk.
I get good rock though.
Let's go
Yeah.
show the Mall of America and just cause trouble.
Jackie and people out there, we had so much fun together hanging out.
Yeah, because I know Jeff and Jesse and Anna and Jeremy and Jeff and EVS and all them are all planning on going out there. I was up in Chicago for the one this past April, and the hangout afterwards was probably more fun than the convention.
That's what it seemed like. That's what and same thing with Vegas too. Like all the stuff we were doing outside of the convention was more fun, like going to the buffets and doing
yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
the fountains and stuff like that. But
Yeah, if we have a convention, if you want to listen to that, where we talk about things that we wouldn't do next time.
$2, Captain Hare. Renamed it Star Wars Constipation. Yeah. But the whole thing, like the whole thing about Star Trek Las Vegas was that the first 2 days are just pre-game. You could easily you could probably easily just pass on the first 2 days, right, Tom? I mean,
well, to a point, yeah. Not and like I said too, is like definitely if you want to get any autographs, pictures, all that kind of shit, do that shit ahead of time online.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't wait till you
what day you need to show up then, and try and plan as many things in one day. So you and just get the day or the weekend passes because like some of the stars aren't there to take photos for the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're there on the right days for that part. I mean, I'm sure it's the same kind of thing at most conventions this way, and a lot of stuff on the floor is cash, so definitely make sure you've got enough cash.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are probably the best are the days to be there.
But they're also the most congested. So,
Yeah. You see, next time I honestly think that I'm going to really study the schedule and see who is only there on one day and just get that day pass because.
Oh yeah, I'm never.
I'm in Vegas. I'd rather go have fun and party than hang out. And
Exactly.
And not only that, they would close early. The one night they were supposed to be open till like whatever time, they were kicking people out early and shit. It was bullshit.
Yeah, there was way more fun things to do in Vegas too. Like, yeah, it was nice to stay.
Yeah, if you're in Las Vegas, you could party like tomorrow is the end of the world and everything's all good. Nobody gives two shits. So you might as well go do that instead.
Mm-hmm.
I love being in the desert with no forestation around me. My allergies were finally feeling good for a change. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I felt great out there compared to here.
That's why I lived out there for so long.
Hard for a midnight central in Las Vegas. Or at least
like you go through miles and miles and miles and miles, and all you see underneath you is just like rock formation, and all of a sudden there's this big ass city, and you fly right over the top of it to get into the airport. Like it's cool.
Oh, it was great to take off at night too. Like when I went to London, I took off overnight, and you just go right up the strip.
The city doesn't look like a real thing. It doesn't look like a real city. It looks like a model plopped in the middle of a sea of like black emptiness.
What was fun was on the way back, I had my stopover in Chicago, so I flew into Chicago at night, and that was really cool.
Oh yeah, Chicago at night's great because when I lived in Wisconsin, I would just fly to Chicago. It was cheaper.
It looks like the highways look like blood vessels running through like this body of the city. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, the mountains! Going over the mountains is great because you'd see like the foothills, like going to Vegas. You'd see the foothills. You see a little bit of snow at the very, very top. You don't realize how tall the mountains are until you're flying over them, like how tall the really tall peaks are. And then coming back was just sunset. It was beautiful. I took some pictures because
you're right because somebody that was on my flight was like, "Is that snow?" They didn't understand. Like, yeah,
Yeah, there's still some snow on the high peaks. So.
I got in
Cool
shot
now.
5:20 in the morning.
Mm.
Oh, geez, Spaceballs. Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, Nicholas want me to.
That would make me go. See, if they were releasing this movie, I'd probably go 3 times. But they're
Yeah,
not.
this is my first time on StreamYard, so I'm just kind of playing around with some of the stuff. And I just figured out how to show it myself on here. But somebody just did that today over on Reddit, and I thought it was pretty funny.
I hope they're seeing all these. I really do. I hope somebody at the Lucasfilm Disney offices are seeing these.
I think
they
they
are.
know about us. I think they know, like they don't know who they don't. I don't think they realize that it's like an unorganized conglomerate of a lot of different viewpoints on both sides of whatever issues, and a
You know
lot
what's
of different
hilarious,
people make
Micah?
this up, and we're not like.
Remember in Star Wars where he said your overconfidence is your weakness, and he said your faith in your friends is yours?
Mhm.
I don't realize that everybody that doesn't like what they're doing becomes friends.
Yeah.
That's way more powerful than their marketing campaign.
Well, if you think about it, we are kind of like the Rebel Alliance. We've learned this from you.
I learned from watching you.
We learned how to organize and like the
You,
values.
Dad.
Now I'm gonna blow up your Death Star, aka Epcot Center. So suck it.
Here I
Comedy
go.
service
You ruined
satire.
my childhood, motherfucker.
Don't like that kid. I'm surprised, and God, Robert Meyer Burnett was just going after Return of the Jedi today. I'm like, yeah, because I'm like afraid to ever say shit about Return of the Jedi because everybody loves it so much. But I'm just like, yeah, it's just Kevin Smith was right. It's just a bunch of fucking Muppets.
I'm an Empire Strikes
I
Back
like it
guy.
though.
Oh, Jedi, and he's right though. From the first shot after you see the desert shot, from the moment you realize that 3PO people are on a soundstage, the whole movie turns into a cartoon. And he's right.
Let me ask
He's
you.
like, there's good parts like the battle at the end, which I've brought up. There's a lot more going on in that battle between Vader and Luke than anybody really ever points out. But anyway, what were you saying, Jesse?
Now, everybody always watches that movie and they're like, oh, the Ewoks are lame.
I love them. They're cute.
Well, yeah, I know that people think they're cute, but even if you think they're cute and you enjoy them, is everybody failing to realize that they ate all of those dead stormtroopers?
Oh, they're cannibals. Or not cannibals, but they'll eat a human. What do you think they set that trap for? They were going to eat everybody.
They were going to eat the main characters like 5 minutes ago, and everybody's at the end of the movie. They're all like playing bongos and having a feast. It's like, what do you think they're eating?
Vicious
Well, that's
little
because 3PO is God, and he told him not to.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm pissed that they're going to be treating 3PO like crap, because I always liked him when I was a kid, too. But you got to keep in mind, I was a kid when Return of the Jedi came out. That was like the one, that and Empire I saw the most. And, I liked the puppets.
I loved all that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I always think that Chewbacca worked very well with them because he was a giant and they were tiny. And it always bothered me that that little one that was chilling with Princess Leia, that his mother died. That was very sad.
Aww.
No, I gotta show this to you guys.
The stripey one.
I showed this to Mecca. This doesn't have anything to do with Star Wars, but I showed Mecca this. The Batman.
I have one of those that came with the box set.
Yeah, I got one in the box set.
Yes, 96 cents at Walmart. So Walmart is what they brag on Walmart.
I got one of them.
What ours is worth. There you go. Look at
there you go.
Wow.
Just you do it right.
Yeah, that's like the one I had when I was a kid.
Batman.
Yeah.
With the Migos and everything, huh?
Mm.
Let's just be glad Batman isn't going to become woke.
Is that the Migos or is that the?
No, this is like some reissue thing that you're supposed to keep on your shelf. But I let my kid play with it. He's got the Bat computer in the Bat cave too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I also wanted the Monkey Mobile too.
He just puts it back here when he's done with it.
God, we didn't go to the car museum in Vegas. We didn't go to the pinball arcade museum. So November, you want to go back in November?
I got like 20 windows.
Supreme Leader wanted to see an Elvis impersonator.
Well, I know we're talking about going back
The song was
to
on the van.
CinemaCon, so there's that too. But
When is that? because I'm not
like
gonna
June.
get more time off.
March. No, it's the end of March, beginning of April.
Yeah, that's like next year.
Deranged Lunatic, $2. $2, Deranged Lunatic. I would like to see Ewoks dining on the porch.
You're gonna make Mecca cry.
No, kill porgies. No, I want to see Darth Ewoks and Darth Porgies kill everybody. Kill Rey and
Keep porgs in cages like little chickens.
probably.
They would eat them en masse like chicken wings.
You probably would.
Little Cornish hens. Delicious.
I was really hoping to see Chewbacca take a bite out of that pork in The Last Jedi.
It's already dead and cooked. I don't know why he did.
I know. That's what I kind of felt bad that he didn't. And I was kind of pretend that dumb porg killed himself on the lightsaber. They just did it off screen.
If they wanted to be honest about it, he would just pick up a live one, rip off the head, and start drinking out of it like it's a little juicy juice container.
That's such a robot chicken thing. They would do that.
Yeah, I can totally see Robot Chicken doing something like that.
I used to have a cat that would do that to birds. It would literally rip their heads out, spine and all.
Aw.
Oh, yeah. It's a present for the family.
Yep.
Yeah, Do you leave the dead birds or the dead mice on your front doorstep?
Yep. You'd walk right outside, and there it was, sitting there, a headless bird.
Mm-hmm. Look what I did for you.
And he did it so good that he wouldn't even get blood all over or nothing.
Mm-hmm. And they'd look at you like, you disapprove?
Right? Like, you better fucking eat that.
Like, I was going to eat that. It's for you.
Dog, I'll eat it.
All right. Well, I think we've hit the wall. I think.
I think it's about time we call this a.
Can I bring up one thing, though, about that whole Spider-Man thing? One of my buddies said this to me the other day, and he said about them going to do the Maximum Carnage thing, about using Woody Harrelson. He was like, that kid from Gotham who plays the Joker would be a better pick for Cassidy, and I thought he was right.
Yeah, that would actually be I agree with that.
Well,
The Maximum Carnage storyline is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man storylines.
Mm-hmm. And he's supposed to be a young, skinny kid who's just crazy and kills people. He'd be perfect for that role.
Well, like Andre said, and I've thought the same thing, the perfect Joker and perfect Carnage they never have even thought of using or ever would probably is Macaulay Culkin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I could see that.
I'd be okay with it.
Before we go, Tom, I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if anybody saw this. SNL just came out with their schedule. Eddie Murphy.
I
saw that today.
Eddie Murphy is going to be hosting SNL, yes.
So even though stuff does suck, there is a small bright spot now.
Yeah, this is the first time in 30 years or something?
More than that, yeah, since he's left the show.
Yeah.
And he showed up for one reunion, but it was just for a quick spot, yeah.
Hey!
Well, how woke is SNL these days? I haven't watched it in 20 years, so.
Half the cast of Ghostbusters 2016 came from
Oh, fuck me. That's right. All right. Never mind.
Yeah, the cast is
they're like, you can't say that. He'll be like, I'm Eddie Murphy. They're like, say that?
Eddie Murphy will come in and fuck some shit up, though.
Well, of course, this is like Daddy Daycare Eddie Murphy, though, now, right? Or whatever.
Hey, man, I'm Dolomite.
G-rated.
Forget it.
I'm just Donkey. I never did Raw.
Yeah, Ronin Blade. I hope he comes out and he does Gumby. I hope he does.
Oh, yeah, could you imagine?
Buckwheat.
I hope
God.
His face, Mr.
Might actually have to watch this.
Mr. Robinson, Mr.
Robinson.
Mr. Robinson neighborhood.
Time to roll the dice and see how much balls that he has.
In the neighborhood. Hey, a hell of a day.
Pictures are offensive.
Could you be mine? Hello, I got a divorce today, children. Can you say divorce? My old lady went and spent the rent money on a dress. Here it is. See those boot marks? She didn't have to take it off for him to get on there either.
I just hope it's not going to be all them shaming him for his misdeeds in the past. And how wrong and ist he was. And ugh.
All right. Well, anyway, we got that to look forward to. We'll probably watch it, and we'll probably keep. It's the only reason I wanted to watch Saturday Night Live now.
Mhm.
I'm curious to see his stand-up on Netflix.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got a couple of those coming out. He did a thing with who was it? Jerry Seinfeld or whoever? Who was it? That's
Yeah, I think it was Seinfeld, right?
yeah, it was because of comedians and coffee or whatever, wasn't it? Or whatever they call it.
Cars getting
Coffee,
caught.
coffee, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I haven't watched it yet, but that's where he revealed that he's coming back to stand up.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah.
Good. Oh,
I know we need him right now.
I
was
know.
listening to George Carlin earlier while I was waiting for some audio from Andre. I'm like, God, I miss George.
I know. I at least got to see George Carlin live.
Eddie Murphy was supposed to play the Coliseum where I big arena. Remember? I don't know if Jesse, you probably don't
Yeah, I
remember.
remember. I used to go see hockey games there.
Yeah, we used to. Yeah, but I no, you remember the building. But Eddie Murphy was supposed to play there, and then it got canceled. The show got canceled.
Was this about 97, 98?
No, this is about 84, 85.
Oh, way early.
Well, I was 2 years old, so
Yeah, well,
He was talking about a comeback back in 97, 98 that never happened. Like he was going to come back to comedy, but he didn't. So
He's actually getting ready to be in a new upcoming movie, isn't he?
when did that whole thing?
Dolomite will be coming on Netflix. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Yep.
When did that whole thing with Eddie with the transvestite hooker happen?
That was
Because that kind of
94?
killed him for a little bit until
it was later than that because it was when he was making. It was in between the Nutty Professor movies, I think.
there's. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Late 90s, I think. Mid
But
to
there
late
was
90s.
no proof that anything happened other than he gave the chick a ride home. Really, I mean, I don't.
But of course,
I mean, more people I would think would have a problem with how he left his wife and went and made babies with a bunch of other women, and then he totally disregards one of his children. But anyway, that was.
See, I didn't even hear that. He doesn't even pay attention to his kids.
Well, he didn't. He said it wasn't his kid, and then I believe after the blood test came back, he did things right. But up until that point, he was a real dick about it, though. Until he found out for sure it was his kid. So.
Well, imagine how many women would be claiming that.
Right. But it was one of those situations where he's kind of turned into exactly what he said he never would be back in his days, where he's had I don't know how many dozen kids with a bunch of women now and stuff. So, I mean, I hope he gets his shit together. I hope he's settling down. I hope this is kind of his road to a comeback because Eddie's always been one of my favorites. I don't agree with everything in his personal life, of course, just like just about anybody. You can't ever learn who your real, heroes are because once you do, generally there's not much that's heroic about him. Yeah, he's making Coming to America too right now. That's also going on for him.
Oh yeah, and they
Never
just,
meet your
added
heroes,
Wesley Snipes to that.
Yeah, and the original actress who played the girlfriend is back too.
Really?
Yeah, or the wife, girlfriend, whoever.
His wife,
So he's actually going to make a legit sequel, not just a bunch of.
Oh, yeah, everybody's back. Everybody, Arsenio Hall's back. James Jones is back.
I love in that movie they had McDonald's.
Yeah.
McDowell. They have the golden notches.
So there's obviously going to be another scene where he can outdo himself and play 5 or 6 characters this time.
Oh, they're still doing the old Jewish guys and a few other things. I seen a picture of Arsenio Hall as one of his old characters. I know that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like Arsenio Hall.
Eddie did some stuff in '93. He actually, let's see if you can see this here.
Yeah.
He actually did a bunch of Toyota commercials in Japan.
Oh, that's nothing new though. A lot of actors do big commercials get paid a buttload.
Oh, I don't mind. I really don't mind. But that's the whole thing. It's just I thought people were never going to see these. I guess. Thank you, internet.
I don't think they will.
Yeah,
Bill Murray.
There's another one where he's driving down the street. I love this car. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's driving down the street. I love this car.
Why is the steering wheel on the wrong side? Who put the wheel? Well, this is a joke. This is a joke car.
Yeah.
So what was y'all's favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop.
Outside of Beverly
Series,
Hills,
actually.
Outside of Beverly Hills Cop. That's
The all new Celica.
probably either Trading Places or God, 48 Hours and Coming to America are really good too.
Yeah,
So
Coming
it's
to
like-
America is so good. Well, what about The Golden Child?
Golden
That's
Child
mine.
really-
That's mine.
it's
Is the Golden
underrated.
Child.
Yeah, that one's very underrated.
'Cause I used to watch that a lot when I was a kid.
See, now I think if he would have waited a little bit to do the Golden Child, it would have done better. I think everybody was expecting the Golden Child to be another Beverly Hills Cop, and when it wasn't, I think that's what kind of was like. Everybody was like, "What is this?" But I think in a world after like Labyrinth and all that kind of stuff, it would have played a little better, maybe a little later in his career.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong.
Well, I think I probably watched it. It was kind of around the same time as Neverending Story, though, right?
Yeah, it was like his first big missteps besides that Army one. God damn it, the one with Last Defense or what is it called? Last
I don't
Defense.
remember.
Last Defense. With Dudley Moore. Have you ever seen that one, Rob?
No.
I've never seen it. No. He was in it for like 10 minutes or so. He even said,
It's a little bit more than 10 minutes, but it's a fucking stupid movie, and unfortunately, because it has such great talent in it, and half of it's all right, but the other half of it's just like you could tell they were just cashing and banking on the fact they had Eddie Murphy in it.
Mhm.
Did you
And
guys
his-
know that he was offered a part in Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home?
Well, he wanted to be in it real bad too because he is a huge Star Trek fan, but yeah, butted up against everything he couldn't get in.
Yeah.
I can't remember what part he was supposed to play now.
he's supposed to be a cop. Supposed to be a
Yeah, he's
cop that,
supposed to be the cop. Yeah,
on the tail of the crew of the Enterprise.
yeah.
Hey, but where those guys go? Where those guys disappear to? You know.
But best defense, yeah, his character is unrelated to the actual story arc. But the movie is about this guy, Dudley Moore, who builds this like super tank. And the joke of the movie is, if I remember right, is they build this tank, but they build it on the cheap, and it's this whole big like scam thing. And then you keep cutting back to Eddie Murphy, who's him and this other guys who are actually using the tank in combat, and they're dealing with it, like all the bullshit and stuff. It's like it's really fucking weird. I mean, the TV edit is actually better because the TV edit actually puts in scenes that are cut out, so some of the shit makes more sense. I don't know if that helps at all, but it's like it's based on a book and all this other weird crap, and yeah, it's just. I remember at the time the movie came out, it was like Paramount produced it, so I think they like. I don't know if they tricked Eddie into doing it or some deal, but the whole thing was they banked on the fact that Eddie Murphy was in it. He's even on the fucking poster, and he's like hardly even in the movie. But yeah, I mean, he's in it, but he's not that much. He's in the beginning and in the middle, I think, and then the end. I can't remember.
There's some movie like that with Bruce Campbell where he's on the cover of the movie when I went to rent it, and he was a cop for like 5 seconds at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was. That
Go ahead.
reminds me of that movie, Executive Decision, back in '96.
Oh,
with
with Judge Reinhold.
Steven Seagal.
Yep.
Oh,
where
the
he,
other one.
he was in the played one of the special ops guys, and then basically at the beginning of the movie, shortly into the beginning of it, he basically gets taken out.
Kurt Russell was in that one. Who was that in that? Kurt Russell.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I remember I actually liked that because he died right away because I was never a Seagal fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just want to interject that there's still 148 people watching, which is awesome. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
And could you all just hit that like and share button because they're totally free.
Yes, we agree. Eddie is so needed in Hollywood. So hopefully this is a nice comeback for him. And Chappelle's also, his new specials came out today. They were saying in the chat too. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's got new stuff out?
I watched his last ones that he did on Netflix, and it was too much politic crap for me.
Yeah, there's some of it, and I wish some of the comedians would stay out of that. Other than the ones that's the the bread and butter. I mean, if that's a comedian you want to watch them, that's cool. But I mean, even guys like
that for a while, but it got stale real quick, and they should realize it and just course correct.
Yeah, Chris Rock's new stand-up back that came out right around the same time was the same way.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, there was one Chris Rock when I was watching it. I was just like, oh my god, stop! I just can't. It was like all
Yeah,
Well,
white
Rock
people this,
always
white
I
people
know,
that.
Matthew, that you weren't a Trump supporter, so it's like if something gets old to you, it's like it's already old to me.
Yeah.
Well, Chris has always had interjected a lot of politics into his humor. That's
Oh yeah, that's true.
Chris has, but
I'd rather hear all of his old stories, like what they made his TV show about.
well, Dave Chappelle, his last few weren't as good as some of his earlier stuff. So I'm hoping this one is better. And I got to check out that Chris Rock one. I didn't even know he had a new one. So let's see how that rolls, and I'll let you guys.
Yeah,
know.
I think it's on Netflix also.
All right, let's check that out. Yeah, because I'm looking forward to the Eddie one, and now that I know the Chappelle one's on, maybe I'll have that playing in the background while I'm working tonight. So yeah. All right, I suppose, boys and girls, we should probably. And then Jesse had to take off. Anyway, get us started, Rob. Get us out of here.
You like what we do, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. And head over to my channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon over there. And make sure, if you're already subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. If you really like what we do, head on over to Patreon. Bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, behind the edge, making of videos, my 10-minute stand-up set, and more. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. If you don't like Patreon, we have Subscribestar. If you don't like Subscribestar, we have PayPal. You can support the show directly. And if you, bless you, if you don't have the means to support us monetarily, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you're a member of any public forums, share there too as well, because as always, we cannot do this without you. Mecca, tell them about your channel.
I am Mecha Random 42, and I complain about everything like Star Wars and Star Trek and, craziness in Hollywood and entertainment and all that good stuff. And I jiggle. And I'm adorable. I don't know.
She has a corset.
Yeah, I have a leather corset and a riding crop. So why wouldn't you subscribe?
You better subscribe.
Echo Base, tell about yourself, your channel.
So this is Nicholas Glenn, one half of Echo Base Network. I do the show with my counterpart, Coach Gross, who has been one of my best friends since middle school. We just started the channel back in end of March, 1st of April, and we're part of the Fandom Menace. We cover mainly Star Wars stuff, but we also do Star Trek, comics, pop culture, pretty much anything relevant to entertainment. And we pretty much cover it all. We do try to do funny shorts and skits at the intros of our video. We actually just posted one tonight on the Rise of Skywalker trailer number 2. So definitely come check us out. If you like what you see, give us a sub.
That's right. And Echo Base Network was also partially responsible for the whole Doomcock getting unblocked thing, because I brought it up on the show, and they went about. Next thing you know, it's happening in real time, and we're like, he's unblocked. He's unblocked.
How the hell did you manage that?
I just needed it.
Yeah, I was in the stream and listening, and I was like, God, Shatner still has Doomcock blocked. I was like, man, I need to tweet him, not expecting he would ever respond to the tweet, and he actually did. And then that just got the ball rolling, and we went back and forth. And then I actually got in touch with his business partner and was in the background trying to work a deal to get Shatner to do an interview with Doomcock, but he was getting so much hate over unblocking Doomcock for charity money that they wanted to kind of let that die over. But I got all his contact information, and they said they'd be open to it in 6 months to a year. So
Nice.
Hopefully that'll happen in the future also.
Very nice work.
There you go. There's an update on that, folks, in case you're curious.
Yeah, because Shatner's the type of dude where it's like, at this point of his career, really, the guy's like 80. He doesn't want anything coming out of his house to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd rather talk to the fans at this point and move forward, see what's going on.
He has such a great presence on Twitter, and I highly doubt there's much of a chance of them bringing him back as Kirk or anything like that. That I think it would be just if he did an interview with Doomcock.
Well, the Discovery fans wouldn't allow it.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck all of them. Bunch of dress wearing Nancy's. Look at me in my sundress. Give me a fucking break.
Jesse Miller, tell about yourself and your channel.
Yeah.
Oh, tell you about myself. I'm just some weirdo from Connecticut. I got into doing YouTube back in February. I really started because I used to be part of something called Comicsgate, which turned out to be something, not that great. So now I just kind of hang out with my friends, talk about what I want. Sometimes people come by, sometimes they don't. If you'd like to, that'd be great. I'm very random in the stuff I put out. I've been a lazy ass because I know that the CPU I want was on back order, so I kind of put it on a back burner, but I really got to order my new computer so I can make better video content. So
he does have some good stuff, though. Check it out, guys. Check out his channel.
The future is always bright.
Yes. And check
it.
That's right. And along with all these fabulous people, check out Catherine Robert April, check out the Network, check out Doomcock, check out Professor Geek, check out the Fan Man, check out Jesse Milestone, Mindless Entertainment, check out Jeff over World Class Bullshitters, check out Comic Arts Pro Secrets, Comics Matter with your boy Zach. Actually, Dave Stewart, Nerderotic, check out Nerderotic. David Stewart, I was watching today. He's got a good channel. He's an interesting guy. I'd like to get a chance to talk to him. Who else am I forgetting there?
Well, can I talk about something? Every night at 1:30 Eastern Standard on Creepy Little Book, we do a show called High Strangeness. Every night is a different topic. It's about anything from paranormal to weird historical things.
Haunted houses.
Yeah, haunted houses. I missed last night because today was the first day of school and I had to go to bed to make sure I didn't screw everything up. Tonight is supposedly Haunted Islands.
Yeah, Pavalia.
Yeah,
have a lot of fun.
Yes, that's great. It's if you don't catch it live, you can catch it on the replay. As they say. All right, everybody. If we forgot your name, don't feel bad because
check out Anti-Trekker,
Egotastic Fun Time. Those guys do.
And thank you for your super chats.
Thank you for yes. See, that's why Jesse's here to pick up the ball where I drop it. So anyway, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for joining us. As always, cannot do this without you. And I'm stalling now while my music comes up. Thank you very much, everybody.
Listen, that's the outro. Oh yeah, baby.
Do I have the finger? I'm Krispy Kreme McDonald's.
I know you have a choice in airport sex, and I appreciate your choosing Quagmire.
Doom buggies!